So I texted my manager on Friday night, am I playing for the reserves? And he said, no, I'm 50-50 to start tomorrow, and that I'd been excellent in training. So that was really pleasing to hear, because I'd made changes to have that effect and be fresher and be better in training so that I could earn my starting position back, and it seemed like it's had the desired effect, which is pretty cool. And then Saturday comes around. Welcome back, squad, and welcome to another episode of Project Realise. I'm Ryan Sharkey. I'm trying to realise my potential in football, play professionally, and inspire others to pursue that which is meaningful to them. Today is Sunday the 4th of February, and over the past few episodes I've been talking about how I've changed my lifting routine, my overall training routine, as I'd lost my starting place on the team. And just as a reminder, I currently play for Lisburn Distillery, who are in the 3rd division of Northern Irish football. And so I'd lost my starting position, made some changes. I wanted to be fresher in training and matches to earn my starting position back. And so I have been fresher in training. I feel like I've been doing better in training and getting closer to earning that starting position back. And so we had a game yesterday, so Saturday the 3rd of February, and I kind of assumed this weekend I'd be getting some minutes for the reserves again, as I had last week. So I texted my manager on Friday night, am I playing for the reserves? And he said, no, I'm 50-50 to start tomorrow, and that I'd been excellent in training. So that was really pleasing to hear, because I'd made changes to have that effect and be fresher and be better in training so that I could earn my starting position back, and it seemed like it's had the desired effect, which is pretty cool. And then Saturday comes around, we're in the changing room, the manager's just talking about who's going to be starting. He says one of the other guys in the team has been good in training, just missed out on starting, and that Sharkey's earned his starting position through the training. And so that was really pleasing and exciting. It's been a while since I'd started a game. So it was just really cool to see, like, making those changes to the lifting routine and overall training and earning that starting position back. But just as a caveat, we did have some people injured and then others suspended because of too many yellow cards. So we can take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, but it's still cool to earn that starting position back. And I also realized that the hard work doesn't stop here. I'm going to have to keep working hard just to improve myself if I ever want to realize my potential in football and play professionally. And that just because I start this week doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to start next week, especially with the guys coming back from suspension and injury. So the hard work and the smart work continues. So just a little bit about the game yesterday. We were playing Rathfriland. Last year they were promoted from the tier below us. They're sitting about mid-table. We were currently 11th out of 14. They were maybe 6th or 7th, but we were coming in with the expectation that we really need to win this game if we want to finish up towards the top of the table. And the game started and we conceded within about 10 seconds, which was a tough blow to take. It was a tough goal. Like, I can maybe get the clip, but it's just one of our centre backs was like shielding the ball from the attacker that was pressuring him, and he kind of like hit it away from the defender that was pressuring him, and the guy that was pressuring him held him back a little bit so he couldn't get towards the ball as quickly as he would have liked. And then one of their guys beat all our other defenders to the ball and hit the ball and scored a very quick goal. It was a tough blow to take, but we did really well to get back into the game. We were dominant side for all of the first half. And then about 20 minutes into the first half, I was on a run, like running onto like a through ball, and then I flicked on the ball to one of our strikers, and then I got a hit on my calf and it really like seized up and bruised. So I don't know. We'll see if we can see it here. Yeah, there's nothing really here, but I got hit here and it was just seized up and I couldn't really use it properly after that. And then I think it may have I don't know if the bruising spread down there, but it just felt like, or it might have been that I couldn't use my calf as properly, and it just led to a lot of extra pressure on the inside of my ankle there, and you can see the bruising all around there. So yeah, that just got progressively worse as the half went on, and you could argue maybe I should have stopped playing on it, but at the time, like, I could still sprint pretty much. Like, it felt sore, but I could still run and like defend pretty well, and the guy that I was marking wasn't causing me any issues, so I just decided to stay on. And then in the second half they scored again after about 60 minutes, and then I came off after about 64. I just said to my manager at halftime, like, my calf's a little messed up here, so I'm just going to see how it is. So just came off after 64. So you've got the highs of earning the starting position back, and and then the lower moments of getting a knock or an injury and having to come off. I think I probably would have played the whole game if I didn't get that knock, but who's to say, or you never know. Anyway, it was a disappointing loss for me and the lads. It was a tough game to take for multiple reasons, obviously the result, but there just seemed to be a real lack of energy and fitness and a bit of desire as well. So that's something we're going to have to rectify over the coming weeks or next week. We've got to make that right, because in my opinion, like, desire and wanting to win and having the energy and intensity to win is like the bare minimum. Like, you always got to bring that to every game. So that's something we have to set right as a team. And like my individual performance, I'd say pretty solid. Definitely more solid than I had been a couple of months ago when I was more tired from lifting. Yeah, I had some decent moments, like just simple passes, like connecting the play, finding our wide men, and overall satisfied with my first game back in a while. Obviously can do better, can always do better, and I'll always be looking at ways to improve, and that's what we're going to be doing in the coming weeks training. Well, we're going to see how the calf and the ankle feels, but if it's feeling all right and I can get my lifting and my individual football training in, that's what we're going to do. So we are on a mission to realize our potential. That's it for this episode, guys. We've got, well, hopefully training this week. We'll see how the body and the calf and ankle feel, and then we've got another match at home next week against Coke United, just spelled Coagh, but apparently it's pronounced Coke. That's what I've been told. We'll leave it there for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed and have a very stylish and groovy day. Speak to you soon.
Groovy.